It's not going to happen in a day. We got to get back to building our defensive fundamentals.
Was that the feedback you received from players? Was that what they expressed to you?
Yeah, but we that was, priority number one for me. Role clarity. I think since we've gotten Braun back, we haven't been as organized offensively. Too many random possessions, so that's on me. So it's those three things: defensive clarity, role clarity, and offensive organization.
Decided by the third quarter. Houston played with pace and cohesion, while the Lakers struggled with spacing, rotations, and decision-making. This loss came shortly after LeBron James returned from injury, a timing that added context to the concerns Redick raised. In post-game comments, Redick explained that the offensive issues were not new. He noted that similar problems had appeared after LeBron's return on December 27th, following a loss to the Clippers. While Redick acknowledged coaching responsibility, he was direct about the team's execution, pointing to missed reads and breakdowns in structure. Even after wins, those concerns remained. On January 8, 2026, following a victory over the Pelicans, Redick again highlighted spacing issues and chaotic possessions. 5 days later, after a blowout win against Atlanta, he focused on turnovers, noting 12 in the first half alone. At the time, the Lakers ranked near the middle of the league in turnovers, an unexpected result for a team led by experienced playmakers. Statistically,
the season, so that's typical. We're 28th before tonight in opponent three-point percentage. We'll be 29th or 30th after tonight. Had 50 potential assists tonight. We converted on 21 of those. Expected score, we won by 24. This has been the theme. It has been the theme. So just gotta keep shooting, I guess.
The looks themselves, I assume,
showed mixed results when all primary creators shared the floor. These numbers didn't suggest a lack of talent, but rather a challenge in balancing roles and maintaining structure. Redick's comments reflected those concerns. He emphasized execution in after-timeout plays, pointing out repeated failures to properly run designed actions. These remarks highlighted communication and accountability rather than effort. Inside the locker room, reactions varied. Some players downplayed the tension publicly, which suggested discomfort rather than disagreement. DeAndre Ayton had previously acknowledged that not all players felt comfortable correcting LeBron on the court, underscoring the leadership dynamics at play. This situation echoed past examples around the league where star power complicated coaching authority. History shows that maintaining accountability alongside elite talent requires strong organizational alignment. Meanwhile, Luka Doncic's emergence shifted the team's trajectory. His production, consistency, and willingness to operate within structure gave the Lakers stability. When the offense flowed through him, spacing improved, defensive engagement increased, and role players.
I don't take for granted the LeBron stuff. It's unfortunate, actually, not to go on a little tangent here, but it's actually unfortunate how much this guy puts into it and how much he cares, and the way certain people talk about him. It's crazy. Come be around him every day and see how much this guy cares. It's off the charts.
Why do you say it's unfortunate?
Because that's the nature of envy. It's the nature of envy. You're not going to get a click. You're not going to get a response by saying something nice about somebody, by acknowledging someone's greatness, by acknowledging how much they care and how much they work and how much they've accomplished and continue to accomplish and continue to go after something. I mean, you got to say something bad about them.
May require continued adjustment. The success of this era will depend on alignment between coach, stars, and front office. Talent alone is not the issue. Structure is.
As the season progressed, the Lakers found themselves at a crossroads that went beyond wins and losses. The issue was no longer whether the roster had enough talent. On paper, it clearly did. The real question was whether the team could maintain a sustainable identity with multiple elite decision-makers sharing the floor. J.J. Redick's public comments were not emotional outbursts. They were consistent, specific, and focused on process. He repeatedly emphasized spacing, reads, tempo, and execution after dead balls. These are not abstract concepts. They are the foundations of modern NBA offense. When those foundations slip, even elite teams struggle to function. Film sessions reinforced what the numbers suggested. Possessions often stalled late in the shot clock, off-ball movement slowed, weak side cutters hesitated, shooters drifted out of rhythm.
TV and knock them. You got to go read into, oh, he did this pregame and he did this. You know, it's all just nuts. Be around him every day. He's unbelievable.
Players know exactly where actions begin and how counters unfold. They play faster, not slower. During the stretch without LeBron, the Lakers operated with that clarity. The ball moved decisively. Luka initiated sets early. Reeves attacked closeouts without overthinking. Biggs set screens with purpose rather than improvisation. When LeBron returned, the challenge was integration. LeBron's instincts are among the best in basketball history. For 2 decades, his teams have relied on his ability to read defenses in real time. However, that same strength can conflict with systems designed around continuous movement and shared initiation. This was not about right or wrong basketball, it was about compatibility. In stretches where LeBron operated off the ball, setting screens, posting mismatches selectively, and making quick decisions, the offense maintained its flow. Defensive rotations stayed tighter because possessions ended more efficiently. But when the offense slowed into extended isolation or late clock improvisation, defensive balance suffered. Missed shots turned into transition opportunities for opponents, exposing the Lakers' backcourt and forcing scrambling rotations. Defensively, the numbers...
It's a matter of making the choice. And too often we have guys that don't want to make that choice. And it's pretty consistent who those guys are. And so Saturday's practice, I told the guys, it's going to be uncomfortable. The meeting is going to be uncomfortable. I'm not doing another 53 games like this.
Pre-game, you mentioned a stretch in March of last season where you thought maybe this was a little similar, or at least the feeling of it was similar. Was there anything that you recall that your team did to get out of it, to kind of get the momentum back that could be replicable in this situation?
Yeah, I mean, I think every group is different, and the circumstances of trying to get out of it, I think, are different.
If roles shift possession to possession, hesitation creeps in. This was evident in fluctuating minutes, uneven shooting confidence, and defensive lapses that appeared mental rather than physical. Luka Doncic's presence offered a contrast. His control of tempo was steady regardless of score or opponent. He manipulated defenses through patience rather than force. When double-teamed, he delivered passes on time. When single-covered, he attacked efficiently. His leadership style was quieter but firm. Teammates responded by moving with purpose rather than waiting. That distinction resonated throughout the roster. Practices reportedly became more structured when Luka ran primary actions. Players understood where touches would come from and when help would arrive defensively. Accountability emerged organically because expectations were clear. This is why the conversation around leadership became unavoidable. Leadership is not about status or resume. It is about establishing standards that apply to everyone equally. Redick's frustration stemmed from moments when those standards slipped, particularly in details that determine postseason success. Historically, teams that navigate these transitions successfully do so by aligning early. When franchises delay role clarity, internal friction grows. The Lakers have experienced this before. Championship teams in their history were defined by clear hierarchies and mutual buy-in, whether during the Showtime era, the Shaq and Kobe years, or the 2020 title run. The difference now is timing. The league has changed. Pace is faster, spacing is more complex, defensive schemes are more aggressive. Adaptation is no longer optional, even for legends. Front office decisions reflected this reality. Contract extensions, lineup experiments, and late-game adjustments increasingly centered around Luka's skill set. These were not symbolic moves, they were practical responses to what worked on the court. Publicly, the organization maintained a unified message. Privately, the balancing act continued. Redick's role became especially delicate. Coaches are tasked with maximizing performance while managing personalities. In this case, transparency carried risk, but silence carried greater cost. The Christmas Day loss crystallized that tension. National audiences saw the same issues the coaching staff had tracked internally. Redick's comments resonated because they matched the visual evidence. Fans, analysts, and opposing scouts reached similar conclusions independently. Reactions varied. Some viewed the comments as overdue honesty. Others interpreted them as a challenge to established power dynamics. What could not be denied was that the conversation shifted. From that point forward, every lineup combination, every late-game possession, and every substitution carried added scrutiny. The Lakers were no longer just chasing wins, they were defining their future. LeBron's legacy within the franchise remained substantial. Records, championships, and cultural impact are secure. However, legacy is not static. How players adapt in later stages of their careers shapes how those chapters are remembered. Many all-time greats extended their influence by redefining their roles. Those who resisted often saw teams stagnate. The Lakers' path forward depends on alignment. Luka represents the long-term centerpiece. Redick represents a philosophy rooted in execution and accountability. LeBron represents experience, intelligence, and the ability to elevate games when used strategically. The challenge is not choosing one over the other, it's ensuring that roles enhance rather than overlap. As the season moves deeper, the margin for error shrinks. Playoff basketball magnifies weaknesses. Teams that rely on improvisation without structure rarely survive multiple rounds. Teams that combine structure with star talent do. The Lakers have shown they can be that team. The evidence exists on tape and in the numbers. Whether they consistently become that team depends on willingness to adapt, to accept uncomfortable truths, and to prioritize collective success over familiarity. J.J. Redick forced that conversation into the open. Luka Doncic continues to provide proof of concept. LeBron James holds the final variable. The future is not uncertain because of lack of talent, it is uncertain because of choice. And in professional basketball, the teams that confront those choices honestly are the ones that endure.